MTV's iconic VJs from the 80s and 90s. Where are they now? Back in the 80s and 90s, MTV was more than just a music channel. It was the cultural epicenter for an entire generation.
TV or MTV?
TV or MTV?
TV or MTV?
I want my MTV.
And at the heart of it all, the charismatic, stylish, and unforgettable VJs, or video jockeys, who brought music into our living rooms and made us feel like part of the coolest club on the planet. But what happened to those VJs after they signed off for the last time? Today we're catching up with MTV's most iconic VJs to see where life has taken them. Let's kick things off with the original 5 VJs, starting with Mark Goodman. Mark was MTV's first ever VJ to appear on the air when the network launched in 1981.
This is it. Welcome to MTV Music Television, the world's first 24-hour stereo video music channel.
His smooth style, wit, and deep love for music made him a fan favorite. After leaving MTV, Mark continued to thrive in the music world, working in radio for stations like KLOS and VH1. These days, you can find Mark co-hosting on Sirius XM's 80s on 8, alongside his fellow MTV alumni. He's still keeping the music alive and sharing his love for the songs that define the 80s.
Deja Video Sunday is rolling on. I'm Martha Quinn, and for the ultimate Deja Vu video, we are going to go back. Quick trivia question. The very first video that MTV ever played.
Number 2, Martha Quinn, often referred to as the sweetheart of MTV. With her approachable girl-next-door vibes and genuine passion for music, she quickly became a household name. Post-MTV, she found her way to other iconic TV shows, playing Bobby Brady's wife in The Bradys. She guest starred on Full House.
And this nervous gentleman sitting next to me is Jesse Katsopoulos from the hot new Bay Area band Jesse and the Rippers.
Hey, I'm Jesse.
Had a short run co-hosting Star Search with Ed McMahon, and she contributed to CBS's The Early Show. Martha Quinn hosts her own podcast, Talk with Martha Quinn. Today, she's also on Sirius XM's 80s at 8, keeping the decade that made her famous alive and well. By the way, Martha Quinn was once voted favorite all-time VJ by Rolling Stone readers. Number 3, JJ Jackson.
Now, I'm JJ Jackson, and I do have the music news for you here on MTV. And as a matter of fact, I recently went to Atlanta. In fact, recently, it was last week, and we talked with Boy George while we were down there about the new
JJ Jackson. Jackson was the network's oldest and most experienced jockey, and was known at MTV for his extensive Live Aid coverage and ushering in the 120-minute show. When Jackson left the network, he went back to LA-based radio. Sadly, on March 17, 2004, Jackson died of an apparent heart attack at the age of 62.
Nina Blackwood. MTV in stereo and all those wonderful concerts in stereo. Coming up, more rock and roll.
2. Nina Blackwood worked over at Entertainment Tonight, giving the Rock Report. She was also on Solid Gold, and eventually began hosting 80s themed shows on satellite radio. Alan Hunter.
Dancing with myself, music from Billy Idol right here on MTV.
After leaving his MTV gig, Hunter branched out into acting, starring in several Fox TV pilots and national commercials. He eventually returned home to Alabama. There he started a production company with his brothers. Hunter also co-founded Birmingham's Sidewalk Film Festival, named by Time magazine as one of the top 10 film festivals for the rest of us. He serves as board president. And currently you can find him on, you guessed it, satellite radio.
Fast Forward, sponsored in part by Atari and by Miller Brewing.
By the way, in 2013, the 4 surviving MTV original VJs, they co-authored the book VJ, The Unplugged Adventures of MTV's First Wave. I read it. It's a fascinating behind-the-scenes read. Highly recommend. Next on the list is Downtown Julie Brown.
Julie Brown with you here on MTV. It is Friday the 13th, which means be extra careful with yourself, okay? Don't break any mirrors. Don't walk under the ladder. And in England, it's really different, because in England, we say if a white cat crosses your path, it's bad luck. But in America, it's really different. They say if a black cat crosses your path, it's unlucky. If I cross your path, you're very unlucky. And
when she left MTV, she went out to LA and hosted E! Entertainment Channel's Gossip Show. She later became the host of the syndicated radio program American Dance Tracks, and she appeared in several movies and reality TV shows. You may have seen her in Spy Hard or Sharknado. And currently she's hosting Sirius XM's 90s at 9. 90s on 9, 90s at 9, 90s channel. Adam Curry.
I'm Curry back with you on MTV. Well, here's the story. They've been called rowdy, raunchy,
gut-level rockers and the next band that everybody tries to copy. Now, their own record label said that they'll make it if they live long enough. Well, they have, and Guns N' Roses is one of the most talked about bands this year.
He's actually my favorite VJ, and he was basically the face of MTV when it became available on my cable network in Connecticut in the late 80s. Curry, thinking ahead in the early 90s, created and purchased the domain name MTV.com. He eventually became an internet entrepreneur, once telling Howard Stern that a $65,000 investment in Ask Jeeves netted him like $150 million when the site went public. Adam Curry also started Podshow, now called Revio, in 2004, one of the first ever podcast-related companies. Perhaps that's why he's known in some circles as the Podfather. Next we have Kennedy. She was part of the VJ crew that ushered in the 90s.
I know of a certain Georgia band that is releasing their 9th album on September the 27th called Monster.
When she left MTV, she changed up her whole persona. She got a job with Fox News and currently hosts a show called Kennedy on Fox Business.
Hey, this is Duffy. This is Hanging with MTV. Today, I'm at Summer Sweat in 92. I'm going to be talking with the Beastie Boys and L7 in just a little bit. And up this hour, we've got videos from the Beastie Boys and House of Pain. We're going to kick it off right now with Nirvana and Lithium.
Karen Duffy, another 90s VJ. Duffy branched out into movies after leaving the network. She had parts in Reality Bites, Dumb and Dumber, Blank Check. She dated George Clooney and became an author, writing about her journey with chronic pain. Today she's an advocate for health awareness and an inspiration for overcoming life's challenges. Then there's some guy named Carson Daley. More of a late 90s icon, Carson Daley deserves a mention for his impact on MTV's later years. As the face of TRL, Total Request Live, Carson introduced us to some of the biggest pop acts of the late 90s, early 2000s.
These are just some folks on the nice street. Oh, we like this.
Mariah Carey's lost her mind. I don't know exactly what's going on.
Today he's a mainstay on NBC, hosting The Voice and contributing to The Today Show. Talk about a glow-up. Finally, Jesse Camp. I gotta include this goofball. The winner of the first ever I Want to Be an MTV VJ contest.
It's the best job in the world, and so, hey, I was gonna, I heard, why not, right? Everyone can take a shot.
Jesse Camp. Man, at the time, Jesse winning that contest and becoming a host was such an iconic 90s MTV moment. He lasted for a few years at the network, then he left to pursue a career in music which didn't really pan out. And there you have it. 10 of music television's most iconic VJs and Jesse. Seriously though, MTV's golden era wouldn't have been the same without these established VJs. They shaped how we experienced music, introduced us to countless artists, and became cultural icons in their own right. So which MTV VJ was your favorite? Who else belongs on this list? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more nostalgic content. Until next time, wobble wobble, God bless.
Demand on MTV! I want my MTV!
I want my MTV.
I want my MTV!